Hello and welcome to Whom I Loved. This is a new visual novel that was released very recently, and there isn't much available for it right now, and it is obviously very heavily in development. So, as the story progresses, it is subject to change. I don't know much about it except that I think this is the main character, the wolf you see right here. At least I think he's a wolf, and he is charged with delivering a letter. And that's about all I know. Well, that and the fact that there is a tiger. I wonder why I'm reading this. But yeah, so that's about all I know, and I saw that the sprites look pretty. So I was like, well, it popped up on my Twitter page randomly, and it popped up again on itch.io. So I was like, well, I guess okay, fine, let's do this. While we're waiting for further updates from all the other visual novels you guys like. So yeah. So again, this is new, very heavily in development, and I don't know how much content there actually is, so it might end up being anywhere from short to an hour. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, so without further ado, let's begin. I will pick the default name if there is one. Rustling leaves coupled with a faint autumn breeze. Birds glide across its embrace, chirping as they pass me by. A sight so peaceful and mesmerizing. Some would say that it's a perfect day, which is the very reason why I hate it. Open the door. I open the door to see the empty wooden house before me, the fireplace crackling and popping, slightly illuminating the room with its warm hues. I put down my bag and cannot help but sigh, staring into the fire to immerse myself in the warmth of the glistening flame, hoping to feel my freezing muzzle again. The autumn season has only begun, yet has already gotten frighteningly cold. I can see my misty breath as I blow air on my hands. Though, it's funny. Despite how simple and empty this place has always been, it has never failed to give me such a welcoming warmth. Walk down the hallway. I'm hoping that I'm not actually skipping something. I rustle my own hair as if it helps to clear my jumbled mind and waste no time walking down the corridor. Sunlight bounces off the waxy leaves, forming different patterns on the wooden floor through the windows, slowly dancing with the accompaniment of the gentle breeze. Not going to lie, I have always been fond of this hallway, especially during this time of the day. I used to play those silly games by myself when I was a pup, trying to skip and jump on the shadows, making up songs with mysterious rhythm on the creaking floor and the rustling leaves. The creaks echo across the hollowed wooden walls. I repeat those same childhood steps perfectly even after all those years. It's become muscle memory now. Things have changed lately, though. I find myself getting more and more anxious each time that I visit this hallway, because it means that I have to see him in that state. Oh, before I've even realized it, I'm already at the end of the hall, standing in front of a door that I am all too familiar with. My mind, it's racing. You know how weak and breathless his voice was when he called out your name. You know he didn't touch any of the food you gave. You know how he purposefully changed into his softer tone to reassure you everything is fine. You know how he mentioned that he was just tired. And you knew he was lying. I find myself trembling as I put my hand on the door handle. Do I really want to do this? Open the door. I feel myself wanting to throw up as I have this gut feeling in my chest that I can't get rid of. I slap my cheeks lightly, hoping it will soften my expression, and open the door. So I open the door. As expected, he is just lying there again, sitting on the bed, staring out the window as if determined to watch everything pass by. A beam of sunlight enters the room, making his already whitened, gray fur more blinding than ever. He calls out to me and smiles. Astid. He sounds so tired. So tired. Slightly shaken, I walk over to him and bend down on my knees to stay close to him. Huh. You have grown into such a fine young man. He smiles and rustles my hair softly with his hand. Despite how big and strong his hand looks, I can feel it shaking. It seems just like yesterday. You were a bratty little pup, catching bugs, climbing trees, snooping places you weren't supposed to, stealing neighbors' honeysuckles. I can't help but let out a soft chuckle with him. Watching me with those big blue eyes, asking me to travel with you. The room fell silent. Somehow, I am afraid. Afraid of what he's going to say next. He slowly turns to look at me. I'm sorry, my child. I am afraid I cannot fulfill that promise anymore. A strong man who always smiles and overcomes hardship with ease. Nothing was able to stand in his way. The same man. Right now, he is here, whimpering in front of me. I broke. We can still go and see the world. I can start packing and... He shakes his head and squeezes my hand to stop me. The tears start blurring my vision as I understand that it is not possible. Not anymore. I just wish I could have given you more. You have long lost that glow in your eyes. I know my own child. Staying here, feeling trapped, won't give you your happiness. Heh. He let out a small, breathless laugh. Do this old man a favor, won't you? Go see the world for me. Go climb mountains you've never climbed before. Go find what is across the sea. To see the sky painted with colors you've never imagined to be possible. I know the journey ahead of you is not going to be an easy one. There are going to be people who want to take advantage of you, who want to hurt you. But even so, can you promise me? Try to live a life as happy as you can be. I can't even give a proper response, but burying my face on his bedsheet and giving a nod. Maybe I was hoping by doing so he wouldn't be able to leave. He says nothing but patting my head. I can never understand how that rough and big hand of his can be so gentle. Come on now, you are too old to... Huh. For a moment, he stopped. Curious, I look up at him. He widens his eyes, looking past me. Grandpa? Without warning, he fumbles, steadying himself on the bed and pulling out something from a nearby drawer, placing it into my hand. It's it's an envelope. May it guide you through your journey. He has a more serious look now as he stares back at me, grabbing my hand with a certain firmness. I am utterly confused. He sighs and closes his eyes, as all that seems to have taken the energy from him. He looks worried. He mumbles, and I can't quite get what he was saying. Say hi to them for me. And safe travels. My dearest child. Ouch. Shaken by the sound of frightened birds, I steady myself up from the wooden plank only to bump my head from standing up too fast. It takes me quite a while to gather my memory of where I was. I am in a carriage, on the way to Valdeon? You alright back there? I bumped my head again as I was caught off guard, but this time by the coachman's shout. Son of a bitch. Better sit tight now, you hear? We'll be there soon. Gotcha. Embarrassed, I quickly regain my composure and decide to do as I was told. I sit back down, rubbing my head to ease the pain. And I look down at the envelope I was holding. My grandfather must have planned this for quite some time now. The white envelope had already turned into a more yellowish-white color. On the back, the cover was sealed with bright red wax in the form of a hummingbird. Other than that, there is nothing else on it, not even a damn stamp. Honestly, I can't help but feel skeptical about this whole thing. I have been specifically asked to deliver it myself and was told not to open it. It is not time yet. Yet he refused to give me details to where and who do I deliver it to. According to the coachman, we will probably be there in an hour's time. I can't say that I'm too excited. It has been 3 months since I traveled from my hometown to find my lead. The money that I had saved up has long been drained out during the course of travel. If I don't do something about that soon, I will probably be forced to wander the streets in a foreign town. All because of a wild goose chase. That damn old man. I cup my face with my hands and grunt in frustration. Defeated, I lie back down and ready myself to get more rest before reaching my destination. I miss him. I miss him so much. I hear it. I hear the coachman's yell again. Hey, what are you do- Without any warning, I was heavily slammed left and right. Before I realized, I found myself laying on the ground. I cough as a puff of air escapes my mouth. It hurts. Everything fucking hurts. I can feel my brain going to explode as I hear a ringing sound constantly. If someone had told me that every bone in my body was shattered, I wouldn't doubt them at all. I can barely move. I try to use one of my hands to push myself up from the ground, yet I fail to move my legs at all. As I lift it, the upper half of my body, I feel something warm start to drip down my face. Is that blood? I breathe heavily and look around, trying to get a sense of what is happening. The cart had crashed sideways and slid quite a distance before it finally came to a stop. There was a trail of blood leading up to what seems to be the remains of the carriage. One of the horses is still alive as it screams in horror. At first, I thought it was only screaming in pain, being stuck, unable to escape. But soon I realized that wasn't the only reason. It was afraid. Something is coming. I can barely see the figure in the distance as my vision blurs and the blood is not helping. I can hear it clearly though. The chains. Whatever it is. With each step, the sound of heavy armor and chains clang soon follows. And I feel something rising from my chest. It feels colder and colder as the figure moves forward. It's the same thing the horse must be experiencing. This dread. This fear. It's getting clearer and clearer. Something is wrong. That thing. It's unnatural. The figure looks no different from a bullkin from afar. But seeing it up close, it's a whole different story. The giant bull-like creature has nothing but a skull for its face, with what seems to be exposed blood veins all over the body. They are moving like worms, flailing and wriggling out of his skull and armor as if they have a mind of their own. The horse whinnies in fear, seeming to plead for mercy. The creature unmoved. Raising up its giant axe, he swings it down in one swift motion, followed by the sound of cutting flesh. The scream was no more. The poor thing was pummeled into a bloody pile of mash. I watch in horror and cannot help but let out sounds of dry vomit. That's when he notices me. He starts running towards me at full speed. The sound of clanging metals is deafening. The creature lets his axe grind on the ground, making sparks and leaves puffs of smoke behind him. Without any hesitation, he raises up his axe in the same manner as before. But this time I could have sworn, despite how he only has a skull for his face. He grinned. There was a sound of whooshing wind, so I closed my eyes and embraced my fate. Hi? Hello? Mr. Spooky Skullman? Did you not smash my brains in hard enough or what? Questioning why I'm still alive, I open my eyes and see the axe just an inch above me. A thin layer of what seems to be a barrier has covered me up. A pile of smoke emerges from the ground below me. I look down to only find the envelope, with the red wax burning bright red, turning the whole thing into ashes within seconds, and engulfing me in flames. Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, well. This is certainly a surprising turn of events. Not that I am complaining, though. An unexpected factor like yourself should make things a lot more interesting. Heh. Welcome, Astid. For quite a while, all I could see was just sizzling of flames and darkness. Unable to move, unable to make a sound. I can't tell whether I am still awake or if this is all a dream. Nor do I have the energy left to question what happened anymore. The flames do not burn me, but it wrapped me so closely that I find myself almost unable to breathe. In a flash of light, I was smacked right into the ground and water, making a splash. Okay, if my bones weren't shattered before, I am pretty fucking sure that I broke something this time. Holy shit, are you alright, kiddo? With me facing upwards and unable to move, I can only hear a panicked voice rush towards me while making splashes in the water. Like any calm and composed person, such as myself, I reply. Yes, everything is quite. No fucking shit, I'm dying over here, Schmurlock. The footsteps and splashing stop, with only the dripping sound of water remain. The male grunts in annoyance. Oh, I can see that you are well enough to crack jokes. Guess I will leave you be then. I panicked. No, wait! Wow, I literally just squealed like a pig. You know, there hasn't been much of a catch lately. Maybe I should come back later. Who knows? Maybe you will be a nice fish bait. Shit. Pardon my rudeness, my good sir. It's just that a lot has happened. And I'm not exactly in my best shape right now. I'll say. Well, sucks to be you then. See you. Please, sir, I beg you. It's so cold down here. I will do anything. I don't want to be fish bait, please. Anything? I'm not sure if it was because of the water. I shivered. You'll do anything? Not anything. Yes, anything. Huh. Bark for me. Eh? Bark? This guy. Wolf? Can't hear. Wolf, wolf, bark, 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 wolf, 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 bark, 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 wolf, bark, 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 wolf, wolf. Good boy. I have never been so humiliated. Ever. Well, if you are so willing to do anything, how about lie there for an hour or two to lure some fish for me? I will be right back. You... I snapped. You insufferable, petty, sadistic, heartless ass. A jolt of pain shoots through my body as I sneeze. The slightest movement brings me back to the reality of how much agony I am truly in. I can't help myself but groan. I froze as a shadow stretched over me. Hold still. The stranger extends his hand above me, emitting a green light similar to the flame I had just witnessed before. But it feels much more gentle. With each pulse of the green light, I feel a sense of relief and comfort running through my body. As the light slowly dies out, I can see the stranger's face more and more clearly. A rugged looking tigerkin. Papacito. What? Without warning, the feline scoops me up like it's nothing, bringing me close to his chest and starts walking. Even if we are both soaked with water, I can feel the warmth of his body, the sound of the water droplets, the rhythm of his breath and beating heart, the warm embrace. My eyes are getting heavy and he noticed. Best for you to rest up now. He says that in such a gentle tone. I can't help but nod and surrender myself to exhaustion. To be continued. Well, like I said, it was going to be short, so yeah. Anywho, so that was technically the prologue and the beginning of the first chapter of To Whom I Loved. So yeah, what do you guys think? Is it do you guys want to, want me to read it? Obviously there's more content, but it goes on hiatus for months, so we need to find something to fill in the, the space in between. And this was easy enough to read. So yeah. There are some little places here and there that would need a little bit of work, and sometimes the transitions with the music do like just abruptly stop, or it doesn't have like any like fade out. So there's like no way for me to know if it's like, do I have to keep pressing the space bar, or is it gonna naturally stop or move on its own, or what? Anyways, but other than that, it was an interesting, or it was an easy read, which is always good in my book. Um, but yeah. Anywho, so tigers are always an A+ in my book. Apparently there's magic. I don't know if this guy can do magic, but apparently his letter can do magic, and the tiger can do magic. The monster is magic, apparently. I mean, I assume. Hmm. I wonder why. Well, I suppose the letter wouldn't protect the stagecoach dude or the carriage. Um, it would just protect the person, I guess. Hmm. There's not much to uh uh theorize with what's available yet. Let's just know that the letter is apparently important, and hopefully it didn't get destroyed when they were transported. Um, and I guess Astid. I'm hoping that's the way that it's pronounced. I'm pretty sure it's not. I never get names correct. But hopefully, what was I gonna say? Uh, he probably has a larger part to play, and because of the letter, the grandpa knew what he was doing, etc., etc. He pretty much set this up. So yeah. Hmm. So I wonder who the letter is supposed to go to, or if it's supposed to be for him, and it's just supposed to be like, it opens at the close, like the little Harry Potter thing, where it's only gonna open at a specific time. For now, it's just transportation. But yeah. Anywho, so write down in the comments what you think, and if you would like me to continue the story when it eventually gets updated. And yeah. So anyways, thank you all for watching slash listening. If you would like to play or, stay in touch with To Whom I Loved, you can find it over on Itch. And if there is a Twitter page, either for the creator or for the visual novel, then I will link it down in the description. And if they have any sort of financial support page, then I will also link that, down in the description. And Obviously, for those that are new, I can't put itch links because YouTube does not like those, especially when they have like the little warning that says, "Oh, you have to be 18 or over to do that." To view this page. YouTube is automatically like, "Oh, this is naughty content. You can't have this link in your page. We have to give you a warning. Bad, bad. It's all thanks to Far Beyond the World." uh, Anywho, but yeah, I will link down any pertinent links. If not, then you can just search "To Whom I Loved" on itch. As far as I'm aware of, this doesn't have the 18 or over warning, but it's a very visual novel. It might eventually have it. It might eventually have content, and they might eventually have to put that warning. So you know. Anyways, but yeah. So I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.